and welcome to Contemporary Art Podcast with me, Fevral. And today I'm joined by Phoebe, my friend, and we're talking about Lolita fashion because she knows a lot about it and I don't, and I wanted to let you guys have somebody answer your questions with some kind of knowledge in mind, instead of just guessing like I do in terms of Lolita fashion. We actually met because we worked together.
Yep.
It was a funky experience for us.
Sometimes misfortunes in life will bring people together, and that I say is lucky because it makes me meet someone who's so similar to me, because she's also actually Aquarius. You're definitely.
I was just gonna say this is so Aquarius. Two weirdos met each other. We would literally go for lunch and people would be like staring at us because I would be wearing all leather with like pearls and stuff and she would be wearing a full Lolita outfit. It was fitting for our job in terms of like we were designing shit. I mean, I was a marketing person, I guess. And then we bonded over liking Nana.
Yes.
Yeah, we were like, it like reminds me of this thing. I don't know if you're gonna know about this, but Nana, and we were like,
wait, I need to show my.
You have a tattoo.
I have my Nana tattoo.
Oh my god, yes. The wren flower.
Do you remember that time when you dressed like in all leather and stuff and had really short hair and you were like in boots and I wore this dress and we didn't plan it, but we looked like Nana and Misato.
We did.
Did we plan it beforehand? No, we didn't. Yeah.
We never planned any of our outfits, but we kept on matching. Yeah. We would come to work and we would be dressed in the same color palette, for example, or the same type of like thing, for example, like jeans and a t-shirt or whatever. Okay, of course, we don't really wear jeans and t-shirts, to be honest. But what I mean is like
or long dress.
Yeah. Like I think that you wore like a long skirt in the top and I came in with a long skirt in the top too. Like they were different, but it's just we kept on matching every single day even though we weren't planning it ever. And then, like, our boss would constantly ask us, like, did you guys plan it? Like, why are you planning your outfits together? And we would always have to be like, no, we didn't. But with each day, it would get more and more suspicious. Because, like, there's no way you would just, like, showed up for no reason like this, We have so many, like, questions that did not really fit the main video, but are more of a, like, open discussion, I guess. One of them is, I want to know, has there been anything in media/culture that's had a special influence on Lolita style? I know about the origins of Lolita and stuff, but I'm curious to know if the rise of aesthetics like cottagecore have influenced the Lolita culture in any way, or vice versa, since they have elements in common.
I mean, definitely, because like how we were talking about, like there being millions of sub-styles in Lolita fashion. I mean, obviously all of these sub-styles take inspiration from other styles that are trendy or that they see fitting. So I think Lolita fashion itself is a fusion of different fashions and it's expressed in a cute, frilly way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think, I think it also negatively impacts it as well because like with the rise of cottagecore, there's a lot of dresses that used to be kind of categorized as Lolita and now they aren't. So the stores would probably be suffering from that because a lot of regular stores are starting to sell things that are similar. Like they would be selling petticoats and stuff like that because it's in fashion right now, for example, because of cottagecore or because of the resurgence of the Rococo style, right? Like a lot of the corsetry being back in store. I remember like a few years ago, I really wanted like a Rococo style corset, it's still hard to find a good one because they're always expensive and it's always hard to find a good one in general, but there's still so many stores now that sell it to compare to maybe 5 years ago. Yeah. So I think that maybe in that sense, it actually hurts it a little bit. Another question that's pretty interesting is, what other styles does she enjoy? By she, I mean you. Is her current style more of a mix of Lolita and those styles or something else completely? What elements of Lolita fashion match up well with elements of other styles or trends? And has she ever noticed something in the current trends that could be inspired by Lolita fashion? So many questions in one.
Okay. Yeah, in general, I like to experiment with different styles. So, like, I like looking at stuff and trying them out myself. So, I don't really dress in one particular style. I enjoy, for example, Y2K right now because it's so cute. Anyway, and I
Same, I absolutely love it. I'm also on the same kick with music. Timbaland, so many of his songs, like the ones that he produced, I just listened to a whole playlist of his songs from like 2008.
what other styles? Gothic? I mean, I really like Gothic Lolita style, so like I also try like actual just Gothic. Other styles, I really don't know, but like my daily outfits, I say that one commonality, is that a word? It is. One commonality would be that because I like stuff that's really, really, really kawaii. So like all my pieces are somehow kawaii. So I guess that's inspired by Lolita fashion because I really just like cute things. So my daily outfits would be casual but still cute. Yeah, that's only one.
Wait, let me repeat the questions that are a different part. Let's see. Have you ever noticed something in the current trends that would be inspired by Lolita fashion?
Yeah, one thing I noticed about recent trends is like that everything is blending together. I don't know if you noticed that or not. Like not about a definite. Oh, you actually said about this earlier. Not about just being a style anymore. It's about like a certain piece that will suddenly become really viral. Definitely, there are pieces like that that are kind of viral or associated with Lolita fashion, but I really can't.
I feel like right now, yeah, like it's just like based solely on specific products, and that's the reason why I want to make a video about it is because I noticed like there's another like this new trend or new aesthetic that people started asking me to talk about, and it's called Downtown Girl, and it's so weird because it's literally just a casual, slightly vintage, slightly indie look, and it's just like a bunch of photographs of really skinny girls in like big oversized like jackets or oversized sweaters. It's so like a bit indie, a bit vintage, and also a little bit grunge. You know, it's not like anything new at all. But what I noticed is that they all, like all of those pictures, and all the people who want to dress up like that, they all have specific shoes, which are all stars, I think, and they all pick specific headphones that are kind of old school ish and like kind of a little bit big but not too big, you know. And it's so strange because there's also this specific sweater of it's like oversized, striped, and it's green and like black or green and dark blue, something like that, you know. And it's so weird because it's it's like a style that's basically revolving around those three objects, you know. Like technically speaking, nothing else is like really downtown girl definitively. But if you see that specific sweater, you're like, that's downtown girl. Because every downtown girl person or aesthetic person, you know, who made a video where they talk about how to dress like a downtown girl will include that specific fucking sweater. That sweater to the T. So these new styles, they're not even like introducing new things. I mean, like there are no like new things under the sun. I understand that, but it's funny because they don't even say like it's a resurgence of these few styles mixed together, for example, or anything like that. You know, they just kind of go, oh, it's this girl who walks around the city in her headphones and in like she stands around in bookstores. And she's wearing this specific sweater, and she usually wears jeans and stuff like that, you know. And it's just like it's it's so silly because it's literally object based at this point.
More like a character than like a fashion.
Exactly. And it's weird because it's aesthetics nowadays and trends, they happen before they happen. You know what I mean? Like they create videos of how to dress like that instead of being like, oh, we dressed this way in this decade.
Yeah.
As it used to be, you know. It used to be more retrospective. Things happen, we look back on it and we're like, oh, this is so 2010, this is so 20 like early 2000s or whatever, you know. But now it's more like, you want to look like this new hot thing, here's a list of things you need to purchase to be that hot new thing. Like it's like the aesthetics, the creation of the style and the style itself precedes its own existence in the real world, and by the time it becomes real, it's already obsolete.
Yes, I agree with that.
Like, people are already mad at you. Like, remember that dress from House of CB? I don't know what the name is of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was like that green long dress with like cutouts and whatever. You remember that? Like, it was 2020 and everyone was buying it. And then as soon as people bought it and they got it, it was already considered tacky. People online were making fun of those people who were wearing that dress and they just fucking got it. You know? So it's like this forced hyper consumption. Like, if you don't want to be like everybody else in quotations, or you don't want to be made fun of, you like have to buy this new thing, and as soon as you buy it and it comes to your house, because it takes fucking 2 weeks, the cycle of that object being popular is 1 week max. If not fucking 2 days.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's so weird, it's so forced, and it's so strange because we create that ourselves. Like, it's kids who come up with these things, with this aesthetics, and get obsessed with one object, and then they move on to the next one. It's not like the corporations are forcing us to do this. However, we're like aiding them, we're helping them. We keep on creating the new thing every 2 days to the point where you just keep on buying new shit all the time, and that's why Shein is doing so well, is because they are on top of trends. It's crazy.
Yeah, especially I feel like basically stuff like TikTok is what's the main contributing force behind trends like this, because TikTok, like trends on TikTok, has really short lifespan. People who are on TikTok really don't have, I don't know how to say it. It's like everything is very fast. Like they don't have long attention span. They look at something and then they swipe, and then there's gonna be next video with the next thing in trend. So like you have like this basically all of these things that's bombarding your, which is kind of bad when you think about it, because then what am I supposed to even wear to be quote unquote in trend?
That's the thing. Like, I feel like nothing is trending, but I feel like people still don't quite understand that, because especially with teens, right? Because the thing is, when you're a teenager, that's why we oftentimes get into these subcultures when we are teenagers, right? It's because we are exploring our identities, and aesthetics is a way of exploring your identity. You look at an aesthetic and you're like, I want to try it, and to try it fully, you have to have all these objects that kind of make up the outfit, right? It's even the same thing with Lolita. You can't really be like, I tried Lolita if you only wore a headpiece once, right? Like, it's hard for you to actually know whether you like it or whether it like fits you as a person if you only wore it once and not even the entire outfit. So it kind of forces you to buy a lot of objects to fit into that aesthetic. That's why I think that teenagers are probably the biggest consumers nowadays in terms of fast fashion, probably, I'm assuming. And I'm not blaming them for that, because they are children and it is easy to fall into these things. And it is one of the things that I remember myself, like when I was probably like 11 or 12, I remember that it was very popular back then to be like in some kind of subculture, like to be a goth or to be an emo kid or to be a scene kid or whatever. There were so many like different names for things, right? But I was a little bit too young to actually like fully participate in it. However, at the same time, I did not like those aesthetics, so I would come up with my own. I would be like, I would just tell my friends, like, do you guys want to be, like, this aesthetic or whatever? I would come up with a name, and I would come up with the color scheme, and with, like, styles or whatever. And it's like, I understand that technically it's playing into the capitalist thing, while at the same time, I understand that, technically speaking, it's impossible not to view yourself as an image, considering how much we consume ourselves as an image. Like, we see ourselves only as a reflection, like either in the mirror or in the photograph or whatever. It is a way of finding out who you are in terms of, I guess in some ways it's not really that profound or anything like that, but I think that it is at least mildly entertaining, I guess. You know, like, it's kind of an entertaining thing to do. And I guess that right now I just keep on seeing that, like, not a single thing sticks around for long enough for it to become a thing, like to be that it thing. It's the same thing with celebrities. Not a single one of them is well liked enough for long enough to be big and like not at the same time have really high highs of people being obsessed with them and then the next day being at the low of everyone criticizing them. Like look at Harry Styles. Every single day, obviously there are people who are always hating on him and people who always love him, but I feel like because he's a public figure in a day and age where it's really easy to get overexposed, very easy, because it's not up to you. It's just up to how often people share your image, and people get sick of things really quickly. That's why they start making fun of this object that they saw. If they saw that object in multiple videos that day, all of a sudden that object is too popular, it's used by too many people, that means that it's bad. You know? And it's the same thing with like celebrities, I feel like. Before we had YouTube as like the main platform for video consumption, right? And like YouTube videos right now, let's say like if you have 20 minutes per day to watch videos, for example, right? You can watch like 2 videos that are 10 minutes long or 1 video that's 20 minutes long, whatever it is, right? And then on TikTok, however, that time would translate to like 40 TikToks.
That's actually crazy when you think about it.
Yeah. So when you come to consume things on YouTube and you had your fashion girlies that you would follow, like lifestyle girlies, or you know, like not fashion girlies, I guess, but like more like lifestyle girlies, you would go to their page, you would watch one of their videos, and it would be your quota for the day. You might have time for 1 or 2 or maximum like 3 creators per the time that you have like in your day to waste on YouTube or whatever, you know. And if you go on TikTok, you see 40 people within that time frame. So if you watch 40 videos from all of those lifestyle girls and all of them got that specific object, or at least half of them got that specific object that's trending, all of a sudden it's an overexposure, even though you could have been looking at the same object for 20 minutes, but if it was in the same video and it was static on one person because they were wearing one outfit, it wouldn't feel as overexposed as if you see multiple people wearing it. So I think that's what adds to it as well, is how much content you can consume and how many different people you can consume like during that short of a time. Okay, so another question for you was, what are your takes on Lolita fashion in Death Note and Nana? I know that neither one of us watched Death Note, so we're not gonna talk about that because there's nothing much we can say.
I mean, Nana is just such iconic, so much good fashion in it. I love every single character in the clothing, the outfits that they were wearing. So obviously, if like we're talking about Nana, it's Misato. She wears Lolita fashion every single day. Like that's her daily outfit every day, and it's just so cute. And the fact that I like it so much is because it incorporates a lot of like Vivienne Westwood pieces in it. I don't know if you know this or not, but you know like the famous Vivienne Westwood rocking horseshoes. Like that is like such like those shoes are so like iconic in punk rock style culture, and they're actually that with like a the Star Striped Bride baby doll dress, which is like this one I'm wearing right now. Like, but even more old school would be like that you would actually have sleeves, like balloon sleeves, and that look, that dress with those shoes is such a classic old school Lolita look. So
that's so interesting to me actually, because I remember that one of the guys Nobu wore those shoes, and his style is straight up punk.
Yeah. So like
that's so interesting that they both have the same shoes as like the iconic shoe.
It's so and it's really funny because I was talking about that movie in the other video, Kamikaze Girls. The main character Momoko, she was wearing this outfit with those shoes. Like those shoes are like the shoes that you must have for a Lolita.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people, like when I was doing research for the Nana video, I saw so many people like just crying over those shoes. Like really, everyone really wanted them, and it's hard to get them nowadays, I think. Are they still available for purchase? I think
they are, but it's just difficult to get your size, I think. But I think you can definitely still buy them.
On the Vivienne Westwood website, or just like from second hand?
I think you can still buy them from Vivienne Westwood directly. I would actually really like those shoes. It's one of my dreams.
Honestly, they are cute. Like I see the vision. I see the vision.
Yeah, it's like I really want to achieve that look, like that old school Lolita look. It's so cute. But according to some of my friends who actually got those shoes, it's extremely difficult to walk in, and if you're not careful, you might just fall and die. Just kidding. You might just fall and trip because it's the platform is literally like this tall.
You know, I don't mind platforms being very tall. I find them comfortable to walk in, but if you twist your ankle, you're
That's
fucked.
gonna be bad. And also the other thing is that those shoes, ballerina shoes, so like they only have like straps holding your ankle.
That's the
So,
thing. That's the
yeah.
issue because it's not a boot.
Yeah.
If you roll your ankle, you're done. You're done. Definitely. Honestly. But you know, I think that it does look really cute. And also, you know, I do love Rococo inspired fashion so much. At the same time, I kind of feel like what I like the most, the reason why like I'm not as into like Lolita fashion, for example, is because I like the deconstructed pirate look mixed with corsets, you know, that kind of thing. Like the pirate blouses or whatever with a corset on top or something like that, and the old school guns, you know. That kind of
You know what?
look.
That actually reminds me of a brand. I think it belongs, don't quote me on this, but I think it belongs to the same company as Baby the Star Shine Bright. It's another version. It's different style Lolita. It's called Alice and the Pirates, I think so. And they have
Oh,
the
shit.
style that you're describing right now. Like their dresses are like very piratey. And they have
I'm literally looking it up right now.
like some of their, I really love some of their dresses. They're super cute, but I don't have any dress from them.
These ones are still like very Victorian and proper. I need like
Oh, you need
a messy bitch.
Oh.
I can show you what I mean by wait. I guess not exactly this, but oh, just search up FKA Twigs and the word pirate.
okay.
Or FKA Twigs Vivian Westwood.
Okay. Oh, I see what you mean.
Or Megan Fox pirate. Let me see if that actually will come up with something.
This F.
Yes. Oh my god, Megan Fox pirate. Look it up. That's the look.
Oh my god. That is so pretty. Oh, like they have like all these corsets and stuff.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Like this type of look is like, because Lolita fashion no matter what sub-style it is, it always has this form and structure to it. So it's always kind of like, I don't know how to describe.
It's very Victorian. Like it's definitely more novelty kind of look, and usually like the queen princess kind of look. Like it's a very it would have been considered very expensive type of dress back then. Except it's very short. It's too short for what it was back then. So I would say that that's like what you would expect from them all the time. Mine is kind of like a mix of like princessy stuff with a peasant stuff.
I see. I
Like-
see that becoming one of the sub-style of Lolita fashion. Let's start it.
Let's start it. It's so cute, and it's like it's kind of like the big Victorian man's like shirt, the one that's like usually like not with like a really rigid collar, but the one that's like more relaxed or whatever kind of style, you know, like has the really big balloon what are they called? Balloon thingies? Sleeve thingies. Me explaining things in my videos where I claim that I know stuff about fashion. These thingies that are at the top of the thing. Let me ask another question because we have so many. Have you received a lot of judgment for dressing in the Lolita style, like from friends and family or even just strangers? How did you deal with it?
It's really funny because most judgments or negative comments that I received are not from strangers. Most of the time, strangers are really nice to me. It's from my own family, so especially my parents. They absolutely hated it. They hate it so much. Like, they just hate it. Like, my mom says that I embarrass her. I told my
Rude.
mom, one time, I was like, my argument was that, Mom, please understand that I just love this fashion and I am dressing in this style and I'm not hurting anyone. and she's like, "You're hurting my eyes."
The hell? So rude.
Yeah, I get discouraging, especially for back then. One of the reasons I wanted to dress in Lolita was because I was feeling insecure about my own body. So like I kind of wanted to cover it with all of this extra stuff that's on my dress. And my parents were just very mad about me sort of experimenting with the style. And sometimes I question myself because, you know, in our culture, parents are your role model. They're supposed to tell you what's the right thing to do, what's the wrong thing. But I just love it so much. I don't care. I just wanted to look fabulous. So I got more and more dresses, and my mom got more and more mad at me, especially as I get older. So she's like, "Why are you still dressing like a child, like a 9-year-old child, when you're already like 24?" I don't know what to say about that. They don't know about the culture. They don't want to learn anything about the culture. Even if I like try to tell them more about it, they're very impatient. But they were not a reason for me to stop wearing Lolita fashion, and they will never be a reason for me to stop wearing it.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's strange because, you know, like once again, it's just fashion and it's just like just outfits. I don't know why it's such a big deal, you know? Okay, is the Lolita community generally LGBT friendly? I'm non-binary, but I love dressing in Lolita and I wish I could do it more.
I personally, I can't represent the entire community because I just can't represent everybody, but I say that this community is very friendly and welcoming, and it doesn't matter who you are and who you identify as. I think as long as you want to experiment with this Lolita fashion, like everybody will welcome you. Like we will all be happy. Like at least on my behalf, I will be very happy. Yeah.
Okay, so Lolita fashion gets real complex the further you get. From what little I have seen, how much time does she take to get into those clothes and makeup? And did it take increasingly less time or more time the more she got into it? Did it get more complex, or did she get into the groove and got a routine down for daily outfits?
That's actually a very interesting question, because in the beginning, when I only had a few pieces in my wardrobe, it was kind of a very specific routine every time because I didn't have much going on. I mean, definitely the first time I dressed in Lolita took a little bit more time because, you know, you have to do your hair, you have to figure out the situation with the dress and the petticoat and your socks, and you know, put all of that together. It's definitely more layers than what you would normally wear casual clothing. But I found that as I wore style more and more, I sort of, and as I accumulated more pieces in my wardrobe, my daily outfit would be pretty simple to put together. Like I don't change my makeup too much when I just have a daily outfit. It's very simple makeup, and I don't do much to my hair, but I always make sure that I have some kind of headpiece on in my hair. And my dress, it's basically, when it comes down to it, it's just a blouse, a jumper skirt, socks, and the petticoat. Those are the main things that you have. So I personally don't think it takes any more time than just wearing casual clothing. But it's really different when you like are going to an event or a tea party, because then you need to dress in full set, and it's kind of complicated because normally the dresses that you will wear to tea party and those dresses that brands come out specifically for tea parties are very, very big and complicated. So like we were talking about that, then you need a part structured type of petticoat, and there are a lot of layers, and you kind of need to do more stuff to your hair to make a good cord.
How long ago did you get into Lolita style?
How long ago? When I was like
14? What did you do to your hair when your hair was short? Because your hair right now is really long, but you had your hair really short a few years ago.
Oh yeah, I
like
had
a couple
my
of years ago.
hair like slightly longer than yours.
Almost as like kind of as short as mine.
Like yours back then, but I just did not wear any Lolita dress when my hair was that short. I didn't do anything. I didn't
You just
I
stopped wearing it for
I
the
stopped
entire
until
time?
my hair got to like this length. Yeah,
Oh.
but like I feel like back then when I had hair your length, I was definitely just all casual, and it was kind of weird. I tried to wear a dress, and even just a normal dress, it kind of looked a little bit weird on me. I don't know what went wrong, but I don't think that was the best hairstyle for me. And I found that for
Mm-hmm.
that hairstyle, it was the best. I looked the best when I just dressed normally or casually. But as soon as my
Mm-hmm.
hair got here, I started wearing dresses again, and it's super cute. Like when you have short hair and when you have big bow, it looks really cute. It looks like anime girls.
Yeah, I mean, my mom always thinks that it looks really awkward when I wear like a very frilly dress with this hairstyle. And I'm always like, I don't care. Like, I can't stop it. Like, I don't want to wear something else, you know? So I'm like, I don't know, I don't mind it. But I know that, like, even if she doesn't really like it, I'm like, well, what am I supposed to say? It's just how it is. Okay, so the next question is, what clothing or brands would you recommend for someone who is assigned male at birth, who doesn't feel confident in dresses yet? We actually discussed it briefly,
Yeah,
right?
actually, there was like also a comment that was a really good suggestion. The Ouija
Yeah,
style is actually a really good start if you want to be wearing like pants. It's kind of like a Victorian boy style, but you can still have like a lot of frilly things going on, bows, and it's a very very cute look. So you don't have to be always in dress if you want to be.
yeah, it would be a lot easier if you were looking to start wearing dresses. It would be an easier
Yeah.
transition. Like if you're still feeling uncomfortable with it and stuff like that, I think it would be easier to start with that style, and you can still reuse a lot of pieces. Like the only pieces you wouldn't be able to reuse is probably the pants,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the blouse, you can probably wear it under a dress
Mm-hmm.
later. So I think that it would be still possible. And also, people under that comment, like they also talked about places where you can get stuff, and I'm just gonna link it in the description because it was good suggestions. Do you have a favorite coordinate from your time dressing in Lolita?
Oh, that's a difficult question because I liked all of them. Um, my favorite would be actually, you know what? My favorite would be this dress. Like I was thinking about all the fancy dresses that I was wearing, but when it
Hmm.
comes like in the end, this dress is such a classic depiction or like a representation of what Lolita fashion is, and so comfortable. Like I love this dress. Like you can wear it in many many different ways. Like this is the jumper skirt. You can wear it with a blouse underneath. That's how normally people wear it. But also it's designed so that you can actually wear it on its own too in the summer, and so comfortable because it's made of 100% cotton. So it's got a very nice
Mm.
touch to it, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's got like this nice little pattern on it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually my favorite dress.
Well, I mean, it should be probably considering that you took it with you to New York,
Yeah,
right?
this is actually probably the only dress I took with me to New York because I just love it so much. And also, I think one time my mom saw this dress and she was like, "Oh, that this dress is actually okay." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "All your other dresses are just polyester, but this dress at least cotton."
What was your most fun reaction to you wearing Lolita? Like a reaction that you have received, not your reaction to you wearing it, but someone else's reaction to you wearing it.
I think it was really cute when kids came up to me and they were really
Mm.
curious and they thought I was a princess or something and they wanted pictures. That was really really cute. So I took pictures with them. And also there was a time that I actually get that a lot, but like people thought I was cosplaying as someone and they really liked it, and they wanted a picture. Oh, people want to take picture with you because they think you're doing something like really really special, or like you're trying to, it's like special event or whatever, but people take pictures with me. And I think one time I went to grocery shopping in my Lolita dress. It was like this angelic pretty dress. It has a lot of clouds on it. It's really cute. This girl followed me outside when I went out of the store, and she's like, "You just made my day so much better." I'm like, "What?" And then she's like, "You're like a princess. you're like, living a fairy tale. I absolutely love your dress. Can you please tell me where to get it? And I just told her, oh, this is Lolita Fashion. I bought it online. It's a Japanese brand. I love that because I just love that people think that looking at what I wear make their day better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also it's just fun. Like the fact that they enjoyed it so much, and now they're going to also, wear something fun for themselves and enjoy themselves. It's fun. Like it's something nice to do, with your life. Do you have any dream pieces that you'd like to own? The shoes,
Yeah,
probably the Rocky
that's
shoes,
definitely
right?
one of them. They're so pricey too. And there's another dress that I would really like to get, but I suddenly forgot the English name, so I need to search it up.
Also, if you have some other ones that are not Lolita, because they are asking Lolita and otherwise, so you can also name other styles, not necessarily just Lolita.
Okay. I have a lot of stuff that I want in life. You know what I would really like? The Vivian Westwood necklace that we saw, if you know what I mean, when we were working. The really long one.
Which one
The
of
really
them?
long one that
Oh,
really
yeah,
long
yeah, yeah,
one in
yeah.
several different ways. And the closure is the Saturn, like the
Oh my god,
I
yes. Oh, such a good logo. It's such a good
yeah.
logo. It just does it. Like every time you see it, you're like, that's cute.
Where do I find the English name? Okay, so it's called Sakura Tea Time.
Oh?
Yeah, it's by Baby the Stars Shine Bright. It looks really cute.
Mm-hmm.
It's released in 2018 and it was really difficult to get, and people who got it, like they were like reselling it, and it was really, really expensive. It's like a high-waisted jumper skirt. It goes like this, has a big bow here. It's very pastel, like purple, light blue, baby blue colors. I really like it. It's one of like those tea party dresses that you wear. It's very, you kind of want to do like a full set with it.
Like a fancy one? Yeah, makes sense. Someone was also asking about how can I get nice clothing that fits me and is still affordable, because I've been thinking about taking inspo pictures to local seamstress, but I'm afraid they may tone down the aesthetic. I live in a small town in Latin America, so it isn't common to see Lolitas here. I would also appreciate tips on how to get shoes in a bigger size, because my boyfriend wants to get dressed up too, but we are having such a hard time finding shoes that fit him.
I think we're gonna put the list up, right? Because I actually there are ways to find like affordable dresses or like shoes, accessories. It's a little bit tricky because there are a lot of new designers in China, and you can find these brands on Taobao, and they are just way more affordable than Japanese brands like Baby or AP. We're gonna put the list up. And in terms of the shoes for men, I am not sure. I am like a normal size, like a 37. So like for my height, it's a pretty average size, and I don't really find it to be difficult to try to find my size.
I mean, Asian styles specifically that come from Asia are very difficult to find in bigger sizes in general. Like even women's sizes, let alone men's sizes. I know that, for example, I fit one of the sizes. Like I would fit into an S or an M, usually an M when I'm in the normal health, not cancer sick. When I'm in my normal health state, I can fit into an M, but like from Asian stores. But they usually have only S and M if they have any size differences. Drop me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like it's just in general a little bit difficult to find even bigger sizes that are for women.
Yeah, that's actually true. And also because of how little quantity these brands make, because it's an alternative fashion. They sometimes just make the most popular sizes, especially for shoes. Yeah. Sometimes, like, if you buy shoes from these Japanese brands, they don't even do like an actual specific size. They do like a S, M, L. So like a M would be like a 36 to 38, or like 37 to 38, that type of.
Yeah. it's just like difficult in general. I think that you're probably gonna have to do it custom as well, because I don't know where you would be able to find even just general shoes. If they're an Asian brand, you're already, or not even shoes, all clothing and shoes combined, you will be having a hard time. Probably custom is the way to go. Okay, another question. The forbidden question in our community: how much did you spend on your Lolita collection?
I didn't count. I forgot to actually do a calculation, but I feel like a rough estimate would be more than $6,000 because that is, I really like dresses from Japanese brands. So I buy a lot of dresses from those brands, which tend to be like just expensive. And
How much are they usually, like those
it
dresses there?
depends, but normally like a simple jumper skirt like this one would be more than $200, like 250, something like that. Just
Is it USD or
this
Canadian?
is USD. Yeah, if I
USD.
don't remember wrong, because I bought this a while ago. But this is only like a very basic dress. Obviously, it doesn't have too much things going on. But if like a little bit more complicated dress would cost more, 400, 500. Like those tea party dresses, it's pretty expensive.
That makes sense. I mean, yeah, kind of. I would expect that because even dresses that are more of like a regular style, but they're like a party dress, they already cost more,
Yeah.
right? Okay, and the last question we have from the viewers is opinions on Melanie Martinez. I saw a video that the community hated her.
I think we talked about this, right? We thought, like, we were like, the problem is not with anybody using Lolita fashion to style themselves or to just feature in the video. The problem is, how do you say, like, fetis.
The kidification, the fetishization of the childish aesthetic, because it's not supposed to be like Lolita is not supposed to be childish. It's just people associate freely things with childish things. However, with Melanie Martinez, even though I'm not very familiar with her work, I know that she has had a lot of like children related imagery, and I know that it was also related to apparently dealing with some kind of traumas or something like that. But I think that probably a lot of Lolitas did not like her because she was doing something that they already kind of fight against, which is adding this childish kind of aesthetic to Lolita aesthetic. And already the name Lolita already suggests a lot of things because of Nabokov's book. So I think that it's already a big problem. It's because I guess, why is it Lolita? Like, why did they pick that name?
I think they picked this name for this fashion just because they thought it was cute. It's not related to the book. So it's not related to the book. But a lot of people, obviously, when they say Lolita, they immediately think of that book. And they're like, oh, so these people are dressing this type of fashion, they look really childish. Does that mean it's like...
See, yeah, that's why I think they didn't like her, because she was kind of even perpetuating it further, that's what the style is about, right? Because whenever people mention it or whenever people dress in a Lolita style, a lot of people, if they're only familiar with people like Melanie Martinez, they would have a bad view, I guess, of the community. So I guess that's probably why they don't like her. Yeah. Do the quote. So we have a quote that's a really good comment on what Lolita fashion is all about.
So, the president of Baby the Stars Shine Bright, I actually found this interview and thought it was really inspiring. And it's one of the reasons I love Lolita fashion so much. And in the interview, he basically said that the founding concept of Baby was very simple and straightforward. That is to wear kawaii, printed and ruffled clothing, and to know that even if you grow up, there's nothing wrong with this very desire of making yourself look and feel pretty, and that a person's spirit of happiness is not for attracting attention, judgment from other people around, nor to be attracting the gaze of men, but simply to make oneself feel cute and beautiful, and that is why we founded Baby. I really, really love that quote.
That's like what people would like others to think of Lolita instead of the gross, weird version of whatever people like come up with. Yeah. Well, this was very fun.
Yeah.
And I very much enjoyed this. So thank you so much for coming and explaining things for everyone and answering everyone's questions. Thank you guys for listening. And I will see you in the next podcast episode. Bye.